Okay, so while I'm thinking about it, so apparently, like, some abilities of some certain models or large language model implementations is the ability for them to search, websites that you give them, web links. So I was kind of like trying to see if I could get it to learn a little bit more about my stuff online, and they came up with interesting results. So if we go through here, I'm like trying to like tell it, hey, I'm gonna give you some info that I want you to learn about this person with, well, being myself. And so it's like, okay, I believe you meant Nephites. I think you spelt that wrong. It's like, no, I know what I spelt. Here's one profile to look at. Okay, so not well known. Tell me a bit more additional context for profiles. So like I'm okay, yeah, I can give you more stuff. And then of course Pleroma, it has a hard time with Pleroma for some reason. Oh, let me see. Yeah, Pleroma profile. I didn't like state that up front, but so here's the YouTube channel, and then like I have some issues with the links and all. So then I finally get to the C slash username, whatever, and go on from there. So what we end up coming up with is then I give it a Brave search result. And then it's like after scanning the results, it seems that he's a content creator who produces videos on a variety of topics, including insert topic here. Just kidding. I meant to actually read the results. I need to actually read the results. Seriously, though, after quickly browsing through the search results, it appears that his channel covers a range of topics, mentions politics, social issues, and current events. So, summarize anything specific. Does he cover technology and gaming or politics more? So, which one is covered more? So, obviously, politics and social issues, it seems to say, is the more discussed topic here. Technology and gaming, so it seems to say that politics and social issues are a more prominent feature across my content, which I think is interesting. Because I know I've done stuff recently that has to do with some politics and like issues that way, but a lot of there's a lot of tech and gaming stuff in the more recent stuff. But so then I tell it dive deeper. So now we get some examples include these. So it says that I'm using like attention grabbing headlines and such, which I don't think I've done very well with, honestly. Commentary, analysis, opinions on various topics, news articles, academic research, or expert opinions support his claims. Opinion-based style, emphasis on storytelling, use of visuals and graphics. I'm seeing a lot where it's like, okay, we're kind of escaping out of the realm of what I do for the most part, which is like low quality screen recording videos. Audience engagement. So this is where it gets very, very interesting. Interacts with viewers through comments, live streams, or social media. Express strong emotions. Features lively discussions and debates between viewers on various topics, which is interesting because I don't think I've had many debates with people, but only in the comments. So here I clear the session so that we can start from a clean slate. Here, go through this stuff here. So it gives me crap about like privacy stuff in the search results, but it can skim over what's in the search results. So I give it a series of links. We have, and this is where I think it dials in a little bit more. So you've got game development, code snippets. Yeah. So then there's general computing and tech, streaming, independent media being there's a BitChute channel, Rumble channel, Subscribestar in that set of links that I provided from the Brave search. And then the itch.io page, which, yeah, game development. So then I ask, what can I learn about privacy and security? There's Mastodon, Rumble, and Subscribestar as basically decentralized, you could say more privacy-oriented stuff. Then you've got, again, decentralized platforms, increased user control, online freedom and censorship, digital security. There's a little bit of that. I think it infers that from the GitHub page somewhat, which I think in the model Llama 3.1 is one of those indicators that it looks at like, oh, digital security. But at the same time, I didn't provide it with a GitLab page or my own Git repository, my own Git instance, if you will, per se. But I don't quite have a Git T or something like that set up on my own. So, yeah. So there is that. Mentions game programming briefly, but yeah, based on publicly available information. So let's see. I'd provided it with, the GitHub profile itself, and then Rumble link, itch.io, and so on. So it's kind of combining these pointers and kind of starts to get some things kind of screwy. So I go on to the next page, and it's like, okay, podcast interview, was a guest on the Tech Over Tea podcast, and used the title of it here rather than, I don't know if Spotify has a description in it, but yeah. DeviantArt, like, again, various different things. DeviantArt was handy for like Linux theming early on, but anyway. Streaming with Stream Elements. So again, it's not quite a platform, but it more of is a service for bots, keeping track of things and additional like bonuses for stream stuff. Then DLive, decentralized platform again. Misskey, decentralized platform again. Odyssey, video sharing platform. So Insights, which is very interesting. Involvement in decentralized social media platforms suggests he values online freedom and creator control over content, which is not too far from the truth. Podcast interviews provide insight into his views on internet as a potential threat to individual freedoms. I mean, that's not quite what it talked about, like internet not being our friend, more of like crappy internet and how it kills our streaming. But content projects on DeviantArt, broader range of beyond technology, art and design, yeah, a little bit. Privacy and security, so it held on to this question of like, what can I learn about privacy and security? Understands the importance of online freedom and creator control over their content. Is aware of emerging threats to online security and individual freedoms. Engages with decentralized platforms that prioritize user data protection and control, which is pretty cool that in some ways the model has something to know about that. These are educated guesses based on publicly available information and should not take my interpretations as authoritative. I'm just testing the model to see how it does. Then I add in a few more links here. So basic Twitter, archive.org, another podcast of Tech Over Tea episode, and then a GitHub repository, and then an Apple podcast. No, that was something else. But yeah. So then we've got the Twitter, likely shares updates, thoughts, engages with audience. Internet Archive, might be interested in preserving and sharing information. Yep. Parlor Gaming Podcast. So this is what I find interesting. So it comes from Parlor Gaming Japanese, which is like a bunch of things. And it's like, okay, we don't translate the commas very well. So it's like, this is the Parlor Gaming Podcast. Japanese gaming culture and related topics. This is where it like went completely screw, which I found really, really funny. So, and then there was the LDS triple repo that I mentioned. So rather than going and looking at what it says in the README and what all, I'm not sure if OLAM or LLAM itself is built to parse very well off of GitHub pages, but might be related to his views on privacy and security, or could indicate an interest in blockchain technology, which it has nothing to do with. So I gained from these links include Twitter presence, his involvement with Internet Archive, understands. Okay. Now, one other thing I want to see is like, okay, what are his religious views? Let's see if I can grab the context out of this, because it's been a bit since I was messing around with it. I've streamed since I started this, and I've left it up, so we'll see if it can keep the context going. I was wondering about that. Okay, okay. I have forgotten about some of the stuff that's on there, but anyway. I don't think I've shared too much on Misskey, but in the profile description, so I find it very interesting that Llama has built around the term Mormon rather than Latter-day Saints, or and then it's using LDS here and there to shorten it up. But yeah. I recommend checking out this, that, and the other. It might be a little bit on the nose with it, but anyway. If you made it through the ads, you enjoyed the video, you enjoyed the content, and you thought it was helpful, hit that subscribe button, like it, feed the algorithm, comment, do all those kinds of things, and share it with those that you know. And I will see you guys later.